one is the Federated Farmers of New Zealand Agriculture Personality of the Year Award. The Federated Farmers Personality of the Year Award is proudly sponsored by Ravensdown and is awarded to the person who's made a significant contribution to agriculture in the last 12 months. Before we name our winner, I'd like to invite Bill McLeod, Chairman of the Board of Ravensdown, to come up onto the stage. Bill, here he is, give him a round of applause.
Good evening everyone, Bill McLeod, Chairman of Ravensdown, and I'm here to give you a little bit of history and a little bit of what's happening in the world of fertiliser. 31 years ago, Ravensdown was born because farmers wanted control of a company that was responsive to their requirements, committed to improving fertiliser quality, and they wanted to end the spiralling fertiliser costs. They also wanted a company passionate about operating for the long-term best interest of New Zealand farmers.
Steve. Professor Jacqueline Rowarth. But I do want, I'm sure everybody in the room knows Jacqueline, even I do, because I popped in today and heard you speaking and was entranced. I came by for a cup of tea and stayed for an hour because you were fascinating. So when it comes to somebody with personality and passion, Professor Jacqueline Rowarth exemplifies the criteria for exactly what Federated Farmers have in mind with Agricultural Personality of the Year. Now, as you probably all know, her day job is Director of Massey Agriculture, a role that she undertakes with style and flair, educating the next generation of farmers. And she has energy and zeal for all aspects of agriculture, which make her an important ambassador for our industry and talking to everybody from school leavers to politicians about the importance of agriculture and the importance of research. What a lot of you may not know about Jacqueline is that she's also a vegetarian, but I don't see a problem with that because I was having a think about that this afternoon. Yes, she is a vegetarian, but so are your sheep and cattle. This is a broad church, this industry, it's a broad church. So, she's a scientist in her own right. Jacqueline's research over the past 25 years has focused on the efficient use of fertiliser and evaluating new plant species and cultivars. Even the Queen knows about it. Her Majesty recognised Jacqueline's contribution to agriculture in 2008 by awarding her the New Zealand Order of Merit, and this followed a number of honours bestowed upon her by other professional bodies. So we think it's very important to recognise those who make a real difference to our industry. So Federated Farmers is very proud to make Professor Jacqueline Rowarth the first ever Federated Farmers Agriculture Personality of the Year. Give her a round of applause. Farmers of New Zealand Agribusiness Person of the Year Award. And this award is proudly sponsored by Gen I. It's awarded to the person who has contributed through innovation, determination, growth and leadership to the business of agriculture. Before we name our winner, I'd like to invite David Walker, who is the Gen I Rural Market Manager, to come up onto the stage. David.
I'm also very proud about being here tonight, is that we've had the opportunity of being part of the 2009 Gen I Federated Farmers Agribusiness Person of the Year. So as a major sponsor, I've also had the opportunity to help judge, and I'd like to say the whole judging part was incredibly interesting before we got to look at the 6 finalists. On one hand we had the Honourable John Banks, and I think Don talked today about his welcome to Auckland, and he was incredibly excited about being involved. He thought it was magnificent that Federated Farmers should come to Auckland and that agriculture could be seen like that. And so John was really supportive and right into it. We also had as one of the judges Anna Stretton, and it probably needs no introduction to many of you in the audience, but has done extremely well as a fashion designer. And she was part of the judging panel. But interestingly, Anna asked of the team, so why am I here? And I guess I didn't have to sort of answer that one particularly, but of course the answer was that she is a user of the fibre or the fabrics that do come off the end. She's an absolute user at the very top end of the market, and as somebody that's really is focused and actually demonstrating that into a business. The third judge, as you all well know, was Sir Colin Mead, And to be honest, I was too bloody scared to ask him why he was there. But I'm sure that we all will know, Sir Colin, that you have an absolute understanding of the rural market, an absolute affinity for farming, and an absolute affinity for New Zealanders. And that was so exciting to be part of a team that you were involved with. I think typically we went through the debate about who it was, but what really came through and looking down and looking at the finalists was it was so exciting for all of us that were part of the judging panel to be associated and to look at people that were making a difference to New Zealand, but primarily came from New Zealand agriculture. And so that's incredibly exciting to be able to see that there are people that are able to make a difference to the work in the area that we all live and work in. So on that, Michelle, I'd really ask you to make the announcement of the Gen I Agri Person of the Year.
So the 4 judges were highly impressed with all the entries, and let me take Lincoln University and AgResearch took some action to look at how they could work together better to enhance outcomes for research, science and education in New Zealand. Now, while their journey may end up in a different place from where they planned when they started it, we know that New Zealand agriculture will benefit from the innovation and determination that drove the proposed merger. So congratulations to our second finalist, Sam Robinson, Chairman of AgResearch. Dairy is a major contributor to New Zealand exports. Continued innovation and energy is always required. So if we're to remain competitive in a global marketplace. The Dairy Restructuring Act provides opportunities for an alternative view than the status quo, which saw Synlait open a new dairy factory in Canterbury last year. I saw it 2 weeks ago, it's so exciting. Congratulations to our third finalist, Dr. John Penno, CEO of Synlait. Federated Farmers has undertaken a campaign to call for banks to pass on the benefits of the OCR reductions announced by the Reserve Bank Governor this year. Ben Russell, General Manager of Rural New Zealand Rabobank, was nominated for reducing interest rates by 1.5% in line with the OCR cut on January the 9th this year, and ensuring that this lower rate was passed on to the farming sector. We know that if this was done across the whole of the $45 billion rural debt, this would equate to $450 million per year. So congratulations to our fourth finalist, Ben Russell. Water to work through. Again, we have in this area a visionary who, along with others, stopped talking and started taking action. In 1981, Tom Henderson, farming entrepreneur, championed the Opuha Dam project, which is shown to Dr. John Penno. This was a really difficult category to judge, given that we could have included every single farmer in New Zealand in these awards. The first recipient ever of the Agribusiness Person of the Year award, Dr. John Penno, is arguably a contestant for a bravery award. In March, in the middle of milk powder prices collapsing, Dr. Penno announced plans for a $100 million expansion program, a sure sign of strategic vision and confidence. Dr. Penno achieved his BSc in Agriculture at Lincoln University, continued his studies at Massey University, achieving his PhD in Animal Science. He started his working career in the dairy industry as a consulting officer before joining Dexcel. Dr. Penno was General Manager of the New Zealand National Dairy Industry Extension Program before becoming a founding shareholder of Synlait. So, he says, everyone in dairy needs to be doing something that brings about changes on each dairy farm that reduces nutrient outflow and microbial contamination of surface water. And who hasn't said that? The judges commented on Dr. Penno's skills in leading strategy development, business development and financial management. Synlait, after just 9 years, is a New Zealand success story of innovation, determination, growth and leadership. We congratulate Dr. John Penno as the first Federated Farmers Agribusiness Person of the Year.